they won't go quietly in the night is kind of like the motto for Exile. They do actually remind me a lot about Team Vitality. I like the fact that Ferndog came out and said, you know, we know that Vitality, they're a scrappy team, they're one that like to brawl, go into that scrum, and we hope to meet them there.
Well, let's see what happens in picks and bans, because some of the champions that will be on the front foot, Cassio, Draven, Lucian, they've been taken away. So the power picks from week 3 to week 4 in the LEC have changed. Sylas is now removed, but you know, again, the Urgot is up there, the Aatrox, the Akali, still available for selection.
I feel like you have to ban the Urgot away from Cabochard. Ooh, there we go. So they're going to leave everything open. So Lissandra, Urgot, both big picks that are still left open and available. The reason why I was saying ban the Urgot, it's because Jiizuke has actually prioritized going the LeBlanc over the Lissandra, and so I think you could actually get the Lissandra anyway, that Vitality wouldn't immediately snatch it up, but now you just hard give away such a comfortable champion for Cabochard.
Yeah, but do you think Expect would be willing to play sort of the Kennen into it or something? It's something we talked a little bit about, how Cabo could play into the Urgot as well, but today he's opting to play the Urgot.
I mean, he could also do the Aatrox that he's flashed. That matchup is still a skill-based matchup. I do like that, like you're saying, since he has Kennen or Aatrox available to him, maybe you prioritize grabbing that bot lane. You already took some of the firepower away. The fact that Thresh, Draven, and Lucian are all taken off the board, that means Ezreal is the guy to grab, and Attila has just been such a hammer in that bottom lane, so aggressive, playing so far forward. So take away some of these big comfort power picks like the Ezreal that he's played repeatedly.
Okay, so it's just trying to hit the champion pools respectively. Of course, with the Sion being locked in, it could go on the top, it could go mid as well. We know Jiizuke likes to play forward, likes to play pretty aggressive. So if Exile didn't want to play sort of a skill matchup or something in that regard, a little bit of flexing power. Camille and Kaisa join the duo, or the duo that join Urgot. And I'm seeing a trend, a theme. I think Vitality want to go forward and kill a lot of things.
And I do want to home in on the Camille. So most of the time, Mowgli does gravitate towards that Olaf. He is a very aggressive jungler. And how Vitality usually like to draft is they take winning matchups, and then it creates opportunity for Mowgli to play a very carnivorous jungle style to invade and duel repeatedly. So a champion like the Olafs, like the Camilles, fit right in his wheelhouse. So watch how Mowgli opens up this game as the first initial spark for Vitality's flame.
And very interesting difference in approach to this first phase. You've got very sort of all-in chase, run you down champions on Vitality side, and a lot more reactive defensive options. You know, with the Ezreal, the Braum, the Sion. Obviously, Sion can run forward as well, be backed up by Braum. We need to see whether this will be a reactive defensive comp or round it out with something a little bit more forward-facing.
Ban the Alistar, get rid of the Pike, start taking away all of the kill tools that Jactroll could possibly grab. Because they decided to prioritize Mowgli's Camille, making sure that it wouldn't get banned away from him, it does mean that Exile are able to get the Braum. Normally when you see the Ezreal come out, it's very easy to grab a Braum support because he disables a lot of the damage that Ezreal can output, but the fact that Exile have it means that Jeskla can actually just run wild on this champion.
Okay, but now what about those other power picks? You know, Aatrox still open, Akali still open, Lissandra still, like, are any of them even preferred?
Yes, I mean, maybe you try to take the gamble that if you give away Akali or if you pick it out of red side here, that because you have Lissandra, it's available. With LeBlanc being banned, Akali and Lissandra are kind of the next two mid laners that come to mind, unless Exile is taking that Sion to the mid lane and can also feel free to give away an Akali. But I would say you pick it.
Okay, so gonna ban away Exile's Yasuo. He was a Yasuo one trick before being picked up and joining the EU LCS. And he's had some stellar performances this year on the champion. The mid lane pool's been pinched, but not the traditional pinches that we've been seeing. Ferndog is furling his brow as they're going to leave the mid lane pick potentially to last. Red side counter pick for mid or top in this case, because of course Sion could go either way.
And like you're saying, using that as a flex pick, we'll see what direction we're going to go. Akali, Lissandra. If it's going to be another kill-oriented support, Ryze completely slipped through the conversation. He's just such a all-round solid pick right now, as the likes of Galio have disappeared on 9.2.
And arguably, whoa,
that's
a fiddle support. Woohoo! Okay, Jactroll, fiddle support, and again, thematically appropriate. Okay, get the ball together and just run it down. But I mean, Ryze, I was going to say, arguably Jiizuke's best champion. I'm a huge fan of what he can do on Ryze, and now we're going to find out what does Exile want to run into it. Expect will be taking Sion on the top lane. Exile will take the Syndra into the Ryze. And again, I think some options and some tools to play both defensive as well as offensive on the Exile side. I feel like a fairly well-rounded comp. And on the side of Vitality, if they ever get ahead, they will never give that lead up because so many of the tools just dive forward, chase, and run you down.
Yeah, but it is a lot about the mobility for Vitality, their ability to play a 1-3-1 to not necessarily always be that big 5v5, whereas naturally there's more pressure for Exile to play as a grouped up unit to use the poke advantage of Ezreal. Maybe you go fishing with a Syndra Scatter the Weak, and then if you like what you catch, you start throwing down the Sion and the Sejuani ultimate. So a very clean and easier composition to execute from Exile, but a lot more versatility and creativity from Vitality's comp.
I'm going to put you in a pretty uncomfortable position, Froskurinn, and go, what do you think of the Kaisa Fiddlesticks bottom lane into Ezreal Braum? Push, 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 push. Yeah, shove in, shove in. And of course, if this allows Mowgli to come in and try to get a tower dive, use that Hextech Ultimatum. Hextech Ultimatum plus Crowstorm, that is going to be one very, very dead, well, any bottom laner.
I mean, like, yeah, the Crowstorm's always going to be scary from Fiddlesticks. If he gets a control ward, if he gets control of that that bottom brush, charges it up, and then can use it from lane phase. But I still feel like Fiddle's main purpose as a support is just to be obnoxious with Crows, and then to also have that fear, which is such a unique CC in the game.
Yeah, I mean, the Terrify, really, really powerful. And it could be very game-changing if he's able to get into position. Now, of course, can't deny the fact that going to be a very, very squishy support. And we'll see exactly what he ends up building and itemizing, as I'm very excited to see my first Fiddlesticks in a very long time. Vitality are very clearly the favorites in this game, despite losing excessively yesterday. Oh, if that's not Union Jack, I'm going to be disappointed.
I think it was Dark Candy Fiddlesticks, but I didn't get a good enough look at it.
Oh my word. If it is Dark Candy Fiddlesticks and not the Union Jack Fiddlesticks, I think KaSing needs to be benched, all right? I'm looking at the Exile owners right now.
No, it's
I'm saying you need to give this man feedback.
Calm down, I know, you want to flame KaSing, it's okay.
I've done it.
But it's the Vitality support.
Oh, that makes way more sense.
I know, you want it to like harden, you're like, KaSing, you have failed me, I'm a disappointed dad. It's okay, EDM Grandpa. I know your memory's going.
Oh my word, that's why the Exile owners were looking at me like, dude, what are you saying? It has been a very long weekend.
It's still really good smack talk to run Union Jack Fiddles into Excel. I'll give you that one.
All right.
Wait, is it Dark Candy?
What I can confirm is the last time we saw it was summer 2018. And now I'm going to look for Vitality owners and say, Yamato, why is there not running Union Jack to add insult to injury into Vitality? Because I was saying before the pause, and I embarrassed myself.
It's okay.
Vitality are still the favorites in this matchup, right? And for me, it's about seeing what will Exile do, the 2 and 5. They have put up good fights against the likes of G2 and Misfits. So I want to see what level of fight they're going to bring to the table, knowing the Vitality playstyle and preferences. So in theory, you should be able to prepare for that, at least psychologically.
It feels like it's always going to be an option that when you're facing a team like Vitality, that you always just want to make sure that you have the ability to fight back. You know, as long as you have aggressive tendencies, if Vitality overreach, you want to have the tools that you can snap that trap shut and start, you know, counter snowballing.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see if they can, because it requires a lot of execution to be able to do that, a lot of communication as well. I don't have an answer for you, so I'm not quite sure what that is. Just a quick update as well. The pause was related to one of the players on stage seeing another player alt tab. I believe Caedrel saw Exile alt tab. He wasn't sure exactly why. Exile was just setting his in-game client settings, hence the unpause, and we're back into the action. I'm quickly taking a look down some of the summoner spells as Exile is getting hit real hard by Ryze. Overloads and autos doing a lot of work. Exile and Syndra needs a couple more spells before he can really, literally push Jiizuke back.
Yeah, fancy footwork. The fact that Exile was trying to commit with the Q is hold on. Mowgli trying to get away with murder here.
Well, let's see what happens. Level 2 versus level 2 support is already moving. Jactroll is, at least he threatened the river, but he's instantly backed away.
He needs to be careful that Braum, okay,
his bite does not tag. And Jeskla, despite some damage onto Mowgli. Now, Mowgli is losing a lot of time. You know, he's trying to challenge for this blue buff. He did pick up his red, so he can quite easily go to the up left quadrant and take his own blue, but a little bit behind tempo, and Caedrel will be thankful for that.
Yeah, but Mowgli's not done. He's actually going to continue to invade. In fact, you see that since he has priority from Jiizuke as well as Attila and Jactroll, he wants to fight Caedrel.
Yeah, he is indeed. Precision Protocol comes down, and Hookshot has already been used. So the tactical sweep's not available to Mowgli yet. He gets some trading down, and I can see the thought process.
He won't leave.
Caedrel's not being hurt yet. He's about to look at his wolf camp. Smite is available for Mowgli. Let's go for another fight. Hookshot comes in. Precision protocol. That's the flash. Now Mowgli has made it worthwhile. The wolves will reset, and once their anger or patience meter resets, now Mowgli can steal away the camp. And a flashless Caedrel, so a small win.
It can actually be a huge win because now you lose so much pressure on ganking any of these lanes, and that allows Jiizuke to be so far forward and so aggressive here. And Jiizuke is really playing with fire underneath the tower against a champion with hard CC.
Well, Jiizuke is able to escape with his life. The stun just out of tower range. 21 CS to 15. While that's happening on the minimap, Mowgli could go hunting.
He's gonna get double scuttle. He not only burns the flash on Caedrel Sejuani, takes his wolf camp and makes sure that he doesn't reset the camp, but he also gets double scuttle. That's a huge win for Mowgli.
Okay, so congratulations to Mowgli, making this even more impactful and putting actually one of the highest impact junglers in the league in Caedrel behind. Remember, Caedrel has traditionally been one of the carries for Exile. He tends to play a style and champions over the past few weeks where he gets the lead, he gets the gold, and he's, you know, trying to push forward. And on a champion like Sejuani, he has to enable everybody else around him.
I do want to quickly hone in on the minimap of something that just happened, though. It was Jiizuke using his teleport. I think with kind of what we're seeing, what mid laners are doing with waves, Caps is especially good at this, Jiizuke as well. Their ability to deny so much CS because they're constantly taking mid laners, Lissandra, Ryze with those teleports, and then how you're seeing that reflected in very early CS counts. 32, I think it's going to be about, okay, I was going to say 19, he got the 20. It's still a massive differential at only 5 minutes in this game.
And Exile was one step away from losing the cannon, so managed to get in, lifted that one up and cleared a couple more waves. So big advantage there. Well, not numbers-wise, not yet gold-wise, at least as far as Jiizuke is concerned. Small advantage for Cabo as well. Obviously, the Urgot into Sion going to have a lot of push priority in the early stages of the game. Expect needs to get some armor on his belt, get a couple levels into that decimating smash to clear out the waves as well.
But this is classic Vitality. This is what they draft almost every single time. You can rinse and change out a lot of these different champions, but it's going to be the same thing. Push forward in your lane and start empowering Mowgli. Right out of the gate, he already slammed Caedrel, tried to take what he could, and he's going to continuously try that as this game goes on.
Well, Vitality are going to be extremely thankful that there's an Infernal Drake on the cards. If the mid and bottom can stay this aggressive and keep pushing, it's going to allow Mowgli some time, or at least the opportunity to go for an early Infernal. We got a very brief glimpse there of Attila and Jactroll in the bottom lane as Jeskla teleported back in. He's got the Sheen picked up. But once those duos return to lane, I want to keep my eyes. Exile, that was a bold move. He used his skills to farm, so Jiizuke steps forward. Now Jiizuke is fighting in and amongst the minions. Remember, they are starting to do a little bit more damage. And Cabo, access to level 6, Fear Beyond Death comes out. Cabo needs a few more shots to reactivate it. That's a flash forward, doesn't have the damage just yet. Need one more! And Cabo unable to find the solo kill.
Very interesting trade. Hold on, maybe not over.
Well, how interesting will it get? Not much more than that. Cabo just miscalculating. That was very, very close to being able to find the execute.
That said, you're still starting to see the CS leads opening up pretty much across the board in every single lane. And again, there's Mowgli. His lanes are pushed forward. He's grabbing hold of information of Caedrel and why that's so potent and powerful against Exile. You said it. I'll repeat it. Caedrel is everything to this team. So if you keep tabs on him, nothing will happen.
Yeah, kudos to the Vitality squad for playing a very, very proactive game. Look at that. The Dark Wind just bounces between KaSing and Jeskla and just chunks them down in combination with the Acathian Rain. Now, Expect's got ultimate available. Unstoppable Onslaught will connect. A little bit of damage. Roar of the Sayer and Decimating Smash comes up. And wouldn't you know it, Expect picks up first blood.
Some interesting early trades on the ultimate. Pretty much bites Cabochard right there. Big mistake. Expect comes out a massive win, and then what was an advantage in topside, completely gone.
And what we said just before this game, Exile as a team have stepped up and played at a high caliber when playing against teams on the top of the standings. Distinctly remember Expect dumpstering Soaz on that cannon. Early game, picked up a solo kill, you know, when Soaz stuck around. So Expect does it again, takes down Cabochard. Again, one of the best performing top laners yet. So small advantage to Exile, it's about 800 gold. But they need to find an answer to Mowgli. Mowgli right now is just, I mean, he's pitching a Vitality flag inside Exile's jungle and saying, this is mine now.
It's a question of what's he going to do after he takes that blue. Jiizuke is making the roam. Mowgli's in position. The wave is shoved in. I think he's going to pass it, but if if Jeskla and KaSing aren't respecting it, in fact, you can see KaSing actually backed off of the tower, is trying to get a very cheeky, quick back in, but they might suspect that there's a possibility of a dive, which is why Jeskla is being so respectful.
All right, so tower's going to be under pressure now. As you mentioned, Jeskla and KaSing, the threat of the dive, the fear of the Camille, or Realm Warp as well from Jiizuke.
So many plays.
Back. Yeah, there's already 2 of them down. Jactroll takes a tower shot for his trouble. That Darkwind bounce, a little bit painful. And now Caedrel, he is level 5, doesn't have access to that Glacial Prison yet. He is now going hunting. We'll steal away these chickens from Vitality. And a little roam here from Jiizuke. Tower dive, or do you think that's bold?
I mean, it is Vitality. They do have a lot of damage, as well as the ultimate available for Cabo now.
All right, wave is very, very thin. 4 members. Tower is going to continue to chase out. Cabochard has connected Fear Beyond Death, but just... Oh, he's just too tanky. Expect... Survives again in a 2v1, and actually this opens up. This is huge for Exile, considering they have been shoved in for 9 minutes.
It's a great response, recognizing that Jiizuke is out of position. He doesn't have TP. He used it very early to get back into the lane phase to try to get an individual CS, so he can't respond cross-map pressure. Easy Infernal, and on an Ezreal Syndra, feels great.
Yeah, really, really does. So gold lead still sitting at 700. Very, very intelligent play from this Exile squad. And Mowgli is still on the hunt. Now, he's got access to the ultimate, so if you add the Hextech Ultimatum plus involved in one of your tower dives, this will make it significantly easier to pull off. And there are some pretty juicy targets. You know, if he wants to go mid or bot, Jeskla and Exile, going to be a little bit easier to kill than expect on Sion, who's already got his Iceborne Gauntlet and actually has an 11 CS lead.
And you can see that a couple of pings actually went down bottom, so there's kind of a couple options. You try to make the gank onto Exile to initially burn the cleanse and then try to repeat once you don't have that safety and security, but because Syndra does have flash cleanse, maybe you don't try to force there, and instead you use the Ryze mobility out into one of the side lanes, either top or bot.
Okay, so Ryze right now, Realm Warp and Teleport available very shortly. The duo, and I'm trying to see where the vision is. With the roam up top, Vitality of superior river vision.
It's like a runway.
Yeah, exactly. But it was a crash landing last time Jiizuke attempted it. When we take a look at the middle lane, Caedrel is going to jump onto Jiizuke. The Unleashed Power comes out. It forces Jiizuke away. Now Mowgli is around to try and slow some of this damage onto the tower.
There's also an Ezreal ult that went fishing.
Yeah, terrible. Well, it depends what we were looking for. Didn't know actually what that was for. Could have been onto Jactroll. All right, Exile, all of a sudden, they've turned the pressure back around. Controlled the mid lane thanks to Caedrel and his flash engage. Jeskla and KaSing have done enough damage onto Jactroll to get a couple plates back in return. So is that 1 or 2? I'll wait for the minimap to update. Jiizuke looking for an engage. She has Caedrel to back up. Cabochard's Fear Beyond Death is available, and he's got the flash heal in case he wants to chase. 1 plate secured bottom, 1 plate secured middle in favor of Exile and 1,000 gold leads.
Yeah, just starting to stack up that plate advantage now. Expect May. I don't think he's going to get in time.
I mean, it's 1,000 gold advantage just for Expect in the top lane. And of course, that will make up some of the difference. The Disdain comes out. Now Cabochard's going to try again. This time around, Expect is taking some damage. Won't be able to channel long enough for the knockup. Cabo continues to fire with those shotgun knees. And it is just non-stop. This is Vitality. They're going for that tower dive. Here comes the Crowstorm. Jeskala's in trouble and already dead. KaSing follows shortly thereafter. The teleport is being channeled and cannot be cancelled. But Vitality have already escaped. They grab themselves 2 kills and they get out.
I mean, the damage has been done, but there's not a lot gained outside of the kills. It's not like Vitality are stacking 4 members and then forcing pressure on the tower. I think the big win is that Cabochard, because Expect had to follow the TP, now gets a lot of this minions to himself, although now ganked because here comes another TP.
All right, Caedrel doesn't have
2
access to his
TPs.
ultimate though. Needs to get a couple more stacks on that passive. Mystic Shot comes out. The stun should land very shortly. Will they dive? Yes, they will. Winter's Bite. Not going to be enough. Woohoo! Jeskla cleans it up with the last second Mystic Shot. Expect may have won a 2-on-1. Roar the Slayer, Roar the Slayer. Oh, I thought he was going to dive. Zombie Sion could have got that kill.
I mean,
should have gone in.
Frankly, Exile are playing so much cleaner than Team Vitality in this early game, because every time they do get an advantage or they win a fight, they're getting something else on the back of it, whether it's a plate, whether it's, you know, massive summoners, whereas Vitality are just getting the kills.
Yeah, exactly. Vitality, 1,000 gold down. Here's a replay of the team fight that closed that gap, but they've already lost it.
I love the audacity to just charge the Fiddlesticks hold and like clear eye contact of 2 people under a tower. Like, you knew it was coming. All you could do was clench.
It would look so much better if he was wearing Union Jack, but not this time. I want to take stock of where the CS numbers are though, Frost, because Expect is playing exceptionally well. Jiizuke steps all the way forward. Very bold, very, very bold, but gets away with it this time.
That's crazy. If that CC lands under the tower, he didn't know how many people were there in Fog of War.
Just like channeling a Crow Storm in full vision, right? It is the Vitality Bravado. Now, flash forward from KaSing. Remember, Jiizuke stepped under the tower for this. Jiizuke sidesteps a Sejuani, sidesteps a True Shot Mirage. Jiizuke in the blue suede shoes. Now that's bought enough time for Cabo to turn it back around. He's going hunting for Bristle and Sejuani. Fear Beyond Death goes out. There's the tag. Follow up from Mowgli and get deleted by Cabochard Urgot.
I do not know how Jiizuke fits in that chair with balls that big. I am just like, what is the bravado on that? Steps forward, just head tilt, it's fine.
Oh, Frost, you're not allowed to say those things.
I get one, and that was crazy.
Oh, kudos. Exile get punished after chasing down Jiizuke, and it was Jiizuke that maybe was at fault.
He walks under the tower. They're like, we've got him, boys. This is it. They connect the Winter's Bite, and then, doesn't get the stun from the Sejuani ult, then dodges the Ezreal, dodges, I'm gonna say the Mystic Shot miss, but dodge the Ezreal ult.
Yeah, we'll go with Mrs. Dodge Perception. I mean, the Essence Flex tagging the tower as well, just so unfortunate, but nevertheless.
Forces Excel to overextend.
And this is what you were saying, I think, in the draft as well, like a lot of the mobility on the side of the Vitality squad, when given space and opportunity, that is the face of death, ladies and gentlemen. When given the space and opportunity, Vitality have got a lot of kill pressure and a lot of tools to use to close distances and gaps. Now, let's highlight the fact again that Exile is still in the lead. Gold lead up, Infernal Drake up. CS lead for Expect is growing, but it's at the cost of both Exile and Jeskla, who are behind their opponents.
And it bears repeating again, while Vitality did pick up the kill on the back half of that, you know, cleaning up Caedrel on the Sejuani, it didn't transfer into anything. And that's kind of been the thorn in Vitality's side so far in this early game, is that when Exile are picking their fights and they're curating their fights, they're making sure that it's for something. Tower plating, free waves, Rift Heralds, Dragons.
Yeah, exactly. Rift Herald will be uncontested here. Caught a glimpse Mowgli in the negative gold there, obviously with the futures market, helping him pick up the Merc trades and the skirmishes saber. So Rift Herald will be secured here. Vitality too late to the party. Crowstorm is up for Jactroll, and he's got Hex Flash, but no real opportunities. I thought Mowgli or Jiizuke may want to consider a Realm Warp, but they decided against it instead. Going to give Jiizuke his blue buff.
They don't feel very confident right now in kind of their itemization, and they were late to the play, so I like the fact that Vitality actually showed some patience, not wanting to force their hand for that Rift Herald, but Excel's still in a lot of control over this game.
Very, very impressive start, and just when you step back and you think about expectations for this game and how it's going to play out, especially when you see the draft, you do have to give credit to Exile Esports. Rift Herald is brought up, and Tower First Blood will be secured in this middle lane in just a moment. Shelly will help out.
Here comes Vitality, possibly
they're going to
for
stick
a
around.
flank.
Actually, I may have to revert that statement. You know, I'm going to be backing away. The tower survives for a few seconds longer. The minions will not be able to take it down. That's a very low HP tower.
Just another stiff breeze to come and push that one down, so it should be rinse and repeat for Exile here. It's been a very clean early game so far, still holding on to that gold lead.
Okay, as this game continues to play out, I think Vitality, once they get the 1, the 2 item spike, are going to be very scary, especially in the skirmishes. But I kind of like Exile going, you know, if they can play the patient game, if they can play the zoning game with Sej and Syndra, there's a lot of squishy targets for Vitality to pick off.
I mean, both these teams can do a lot of damage. I love this game. They know he's there.
Yep, exactly. But that's what this game's going to come down to, it. You know, a game of chicken. Stare your opponent in the eye and be like, there's no ways you're going to do that. Mowgli takes the blast cone over once again. Now KaSing makes it up as Jessica's just trying to wave clear. And like, the threat of a fight, the threat of an engage is what's determining this game. Jiizuke forced a Realm Warp to save the tower. This holds some level of mid-control, at least for a little while longer. And this threat is still happening. I mean, Frost, why are they not going in?
They're looking and trying to, again, find the proper go button here, but there's the go button for Vitality.
All right, Crowstorm comes down, Mowgli jumps in, insta-stun! Caedrel catches him right out of the hook shot, and kill secured by Jeskla.
And Exile sniffed out the correct play. They were patient. They gave Vitality space when they demanded it, and they found the pick in the end. And now, again, it's a pick onto a tower. They've got the wave coming in. They have 3 members available, and it should be a free objective.
Please remember how this game started with Mowgli absolutely bullying Caedrel out of his own jungle. Challenging for blue, challenging for Rift Skull, challenging for camps. And Caedrel brushed it off and did not care. He's responded very well. This is a great reactive Sejuani ultimate that just locks down Mowgli and is a bit of a revenge kill.
And Mowgli just thought he had hidden himself in the pit. I don't think Caedrel was intending to catch the Camille with that ultimate, so unlucky timing coming off of that wall, but still a good, patient play from Exile.
Yep, 3 kills to 3. Exile extend the gold lead now. We're talking nearly 2,000. And some pretty big items starting to come in. So Manamune is stacking up for Jeskla. He's got the Frozen Fist, along with Expect. Luden's Echo picked up for Exile, while Jiizuke is got the Archangels. Working towards the Seraphs, of course. And now the next Dragon started off here. Caedrel on the Ocean Drake. Expect will be taking down the second tower of the game. 2 towers to 0. 2 Dragons to 0 thus far. And this mid tower is just right for the taking.
They may be a little bit hesitant to really force this one, although I think with the tower that low, it's pretty much just a free shot.
There you go.
Simply because they don't have ultimate on Caedrel. So that's why you can see the Sejuani, instead of being behind his team, he's actually just here for support, waiting on that cooldown. It will be back up very soon, and as soon as it is, that's when Exile again can start looking very aggressively for these proactive plays.
Alright, so this will be a tower trade. This is the first of the game for Vitality. There we go, Caedrel finds yet another kill. It is just very, very interesting that Mowgli and Caedrel have been involved in so many of these influential moments. And now here comes Expect. Unstoppable Onslaught, sidestepped once again. Jiizuke does not get hit by skill shots or anything apparently. And just for the record, 1v4 kills the minion wave, sidesteps the engage, and holds onto the tower. Of course, no minions makes it a little easier, but kudos to Jiizuke.
But that's repeated picks from Exile. And again, their vision control of this game, the vision denial from Team Vitality, and Vitality's, I'm going to say, lack of caution to not be face-checking into these very dark jungles, knowing that there are so many members from Exile around, is costing them.
Well, let's see what Exile can do now as we scale into the later stages. Past 20 minutes, Baron is going to become a threat. And this is once again just the catch onto Mowgli.
And you see the pings go down on the mini-map. Vitality knew that they were in here. Mowgli obviously wants to walk in slowly. He's got his sweeper, so he's trying to clear out a lot of the aggressive vision. And speaking of aggressive, that's a 20-minute Baron.
Oh my word, are Vitality going to sneak this one? Expect may... No, he's recalling. Expect has absolutely no idea. Exile have played flawless early game, flawless laning phase. KaSing will put a ward down, only to watch Baron go down. And after 20 minutes of near-perfect response, Vitality get the Baron. That is still not enough to put them ahead in gold, but this could allow them to chase further forward. Now, Exile not going to be done. Mowgli is going to go gold and use that stopwatch to buy some time. True Shot Barrage comes out, not going to find a target. And Exile will lose that bottom tower as well. Vitality with Baron with a very cheeky play.
Classic Vitality. It's been a very scrappy game, a lot of back and forth. I do want to commend Excel's early game. Unfortunately, the one vision hole that they had was on the Baron, so it's a high risk kind of medium, or excuse me, high reward kind of medium risk play for Vitality. You just rock to the Baron. You see if they do have the vision check on it, you start it. If they start walking towards you, you just disengage. It's totally fine. But if you catch them blind like that, suddenly you're back in the driver's seat.
Exceptional decision making. And again, it is just Vitality, the core of their play style and their sort of ethos, you know? Go for it, go for the big play. And they managed to pull it off. So now the gold is still being closed, but with tower pressure and 2.5 minutes of Baron buff, this is how Vitality will need to arrest control. But remember, they're playing from a deficit, so this catches them back up to Exile.
Yeah, it's the question of what do they actually do with this Baron, and what it should do is kind of stall out Exile sieging the rest of their map, and then you want Cabo and Jiizuke to completely take control of these side lanes. Despite the fact that Vitality are technically playing this from the back foot from a gold standpoint, Ryze and Urgot are still really hard for Exile to deal with unless they throw multiple members at them.
And it's also, in my opinion, quite challenging for Exile in the big 5v5s. They've got 2 damage threats, you know, obviously with Syndra and Ezreal, and, you know, Expect's going a slightly more damaged Sion build. But I want to see how they deal with what is effectively 4 or 5 damage threats on the side of Vitality. And now, of course, Baron empowered Siege Jactroll, threatening the Crow Storm over the wall. Siege on the bottom lane as well. Jiizuke with teleport and Realm Warp. He's ushering the minion wave into that bottom inner turret. And Exile just going to clear out this wave.
It's divide and conquer, but hold on, Jactroll.
All right, Jactroll's already dead. He's taken down. Now the turn. Caedrel's used his ultimate for this, and KaSing is not yet here. Now Attila, he's going to jump in, dash out, flash is available. Can only stick by some time, but look at Vitality. Remember, when Vitality beat Rogue, it was through a backdoor play. They were falling behind. They were struggling, and it was Jiizuke playing the side lanes that brought Vitality back in the game.
It is hit and run League of Legends. Vitality are just trying to split up, divide and conquer this map and to tear apart this composition. You said it, Quickshot. If you look across Exile, they only have 2 damage dealers, so they're only going to thrive when they're grouped up, when they get to use their hard engage. If Vitality say, no, you never get to fight us. Our lane assignments in the side lanes, Urgot and Ryze, are still a lot for you to deal with. We can just slowly bleed you out and outmaneuver you on this map.
Oh man, so decision making is going to be so key. And if Exile can find themselves a situation where they can force a fight, you know, the next Dragon, the next Baron, one of the big objectives, and bring Vitality to them maybe, but also around those environments, that's exactly what Vitality will say, well, Jiizuke, go bot lane, dude, you know, push, get map control, and we'll do what we can to thwart the Baron.
It is still difficult to execute a 1-3-1. In the past, it was really kind of G2 and Team Vitality, some of the top teams in the LEC, then the EU LCS that could do this because of how you have to manage your side waves, fog of war, the vision line underneath you. So there still is a very large Achilles heel that this does expose you to if not everyone's on the same page when you're trying to execute this strategy across the map.
Well, 5 towers to 3. Vitality are showing at this stage they can do it. They're showing they played the map well enough to sneak a 20-minute Baron. They then took the bottom inner and top inner turrets. And while they don't have you know, any dragons to their name, the gold deficit that was climbing to 3,500 is now in fact in Vitality favor with 2 minutes to Baron buff.
Yeah, they closed it. Now it's going to come down to execution. And again, Vitality at this point, the gold deficit wasn't massive for what their composition wanted to do to eat up this map. Now that it's completely closed, it just makes it that much easier of a decision. You know, when they send Jiizuke and Cabochard, Exile need to make sure that they have the vision control and denial away from Vitality in their own jungle to force the fight and catch out Jactroll, Mowgli, and Attila.
Well, let's see if they can. Jactroll, as well as Mowgli, was pushing into that bottom jungle. And like, I want to see what Jactroll does with his Fiddlesticks. He's got the Hourglass completed. We talked about how Fiddle plus Kaisa allows push in the bottom lane, plus Ryze pushing mid lane allows Mowgli to go for that heavy invade style. So I think at the early game, definitely worked out, definitely allowed Mowgli to play that way. But how does it transition into this portion of the game? And will he be able to find the Terrifiers and the Silences from that Dark Wind, which can be very, very frustrating in a team fight to benefit Vitality?
At this point, I just want to see Attila and Jactroll actually play safe. If they are going to make space for Jiizuke and Cabochard. Against Rogue, Vitality tried a very similar play style, but repeatedly Jactroll and Attila were caught off guard by Kikis's Gragas. I think they ended that game like 0-8-1. Yeah. Still won.
As a duo, right?
So good work, but they do have a tendency to not respect the hard engage tools of the team that they're facing and put Vitality at disadvantages that they don't need to be at.
Okay, so it's going to be challenging it to Sejuani and Sion, especially because Caedrel has hit many ults already. Let's take a look at this. Jactroll dancing on the edge of safety. Frost just nodding, grinning as Jactroll escapes with his life this time round. But look at this, 10 seconds to Baron. Exile shove out the mid lane. They don't have enough wards in their inventory to really clear and challenge the vision inside Vitality's jungle. And of course, while that's happening, a teleport, level 16 Jiizuke is pushing the bottom lane. He's pushing all the way up to the inhibitor turrets.
Yeah, and he probably is sitting on a lot of gold, I would imagine, so he's waiting for his completed death cap. Okay, no, he just bought.
700 right now, you can see 11,000
Just a weird power spike for him to be sitting on.
9.5, yeah,
he's got
exactly.
the Roa.
Cabo is now looking for Exile, flash forward, not going to find the Dane just yet. Fear Beyond Death won't get the kill as the time being. Attila dives forward, not quite the defensive play you were hoping for. Ends up being a trade, mid for AD. Now Exile, what do they want to do with this situation? Attila forced backwards and Jiizuke not leaving his post.
There's not a lot that they can force with it, A, because Syndra is dead, and B, because they don't have access to the Sejuani ultimate. I think at this point it's just, again, securing area around the Baron and making sure that Vitality wouldn't walk it to Baron. You suspect that they wouldn't, however. That wasn't the play that I was looking for from Vitality.
No, but it was the Vitality play that they were looking for. It is definitely on brand.
They gave away a huge bounty to Ezreal.
Yeah, very, very good point. How much gold is he sitting on, actually, if I take a look? 2,000 gold is what Jeskla's going to be able to spend. Got himself the Ninja Tabby in the QSS, so this will just be a replay of Attila and Cabo duoing to dunk down Exile.
And the thing is that they see that Jiizuke has grabbed 2 members, so the mentality from Team Vitality here is to say, okay, Jiizuke, he's 1v2 right now, they're going to TP to try to get back in position. We think that we've caught Exile out of position and we can burn him. Unfortunately, again, they overreach, they trade it back and forth, and in the end, I'm going to give it slightly to Exile, simply because they got the gold bounty on Ezreal, who can be such a vital carry in that late game. But I mean, you can really go either way. Exile doesn't have flash now. He is a rather immobile target on the Syndra.
Super important to note, Jeskla's not spent the money yet. Teleport is on cooldown. He's still stacking up some items. Got that second tier, is working up. So Baron is live. Infernal is up in 30 seconds. And every time I look at the minimap, Vitality have just done such a good job of pushing top and bottom lane towards Exile Esports. They simply are playing like catch. Catch the wave, push it back, and Jiizuke, even though he hasn't picked up kills, you can see the 850 gold bounty, because he's just farming up significantly more gold than his opponent. Up nearly 75 CS right now.
Yeah, looking at closing in on that flame horizon. That said, it's harder for Exile to pick it up. He is the Syndra, he is flashless, so we don't expect him to keep up with CS at this point. He needs to be with his team and forcing these engagements.
All right, let's take a look. Vitality,
Mowgli,
here comes the
very
Crow
deep.
Storm. Jactroll goes in, Mowgli's looking in the back for Jeskla. Jeska's locked up, lockdown kill, and so is Exile. The third of the kill for Vitality. They have found and crushed Exile. Mowgli wants some revenge from the couple of kills he had. Flashes over the decimating smash, gets a bop from Bristle as Caedrel's now running away, tries to find some sort of stun. Unstoppable Onslaught's used for a retreat, but there's enough damage to follow it up, and Vitality just crush Exile.
And Exile just don't have the experience to play this type of League of Legends in the same cohesion and synergy that Vitality have. Their ability to rip them around the map, use the Realm Warp to immediately get on top, have Mowgli positioned to start the fight. You know, you want Exile to be the wombo combo to start these aggressive engagements, not Vitality to catch you unsuspecting.
And I love this decision making. They've left Jiizuke to pick up the mid inhibitor. The minions are pushing onto the bottom inhibitor, and if needed, Jiizuke can TP in, but he doesn't need to do that yet. Vitality have got a couple of towers, they've got an inhib. They also have the ability to push on the Infernal if they want to, but it looks like Exile are going to challenge.
It looks like table scraps, frankly. The fact that Expect TPs into the Baron when he did have an available, into the Infernal when he had an available ward onto the Baron, but recognizing that they didn't have their jungler, they wouldn't be able to contest it. The best that they can hope for is double Infernal.
Oh, I love the fact that Vitality are still just playing this game that is so them, right? Very, very aggro, very in-your-face, forward-thinking. It's always the proactive play that Vitality want to make to win, not the reactive one. And Exile, on the other hand, heartbreaking that after the early game where Caedrel was put behind, they looked to be in control for 20 minutes. And we'll talk about that in a moment, as this is the engage here from Jactroll.
Yeah, and you can see on your minimap the fact that Mowgli gets behind them, and then Jiizuke uses the Realm Warp to show up just in time to not only contribute to the fight, but also get that massive shutdown off of the Ezreal. And we talked about the mobility of this composition, the fact that you have Kaisa, who can very quickly swing around with her W and her R proc, the fact that you're dealing with a Realm Warp, with a Camille. These are all champions that work so well for the style and identity that Team Vitality love to play. And that's exactly what, you know, Ferndog was talking about for Exile. They just haven't found their style and their identity yet. So it makes sense that Vitality would beat them at the game they know best.
I think that's a good point you make. You know, talking about Exile's style, when Caedrel is now playing a non-stylistic jungler, in that it's more of a tank, it's more of a team-focused pick. You know, we're not one of the carries that we've seen him pop off on. Obviously, Baron was picked up by Vitality when we were in the replay. You'll notice that Mowgli's GA is popped, so we tanked that one up just a little bit more. So not going to be available for the follow-up fights, but you know, they are coming into double Infernal, double Ocean Drake for Exile, but Vitality with Baron about 5,000 gold lead, pressure in multiple lanes, and now Jiizuke being jumped on. He flashes away. Unstoppable Onslaught comes out, and that's KaSing, and expect multiple ultimates as well as a flash traded just for Jiizuke's flash. Baron empowered Siege. Vitality feels like they're going for the win. Scout of the Week will find a stun into Cabo, but there's not enough follow-up. Remember, no Glacial Fissure, no Unstoppable Onslaught, no hard engage yet. Golden from Cabo, that's great. Crowstorm comes forward. Hourglass is used. Mowgli goes all the way over the wall, chasing Jeskla, but Attila comes in with a killer instinct. He's going to clean up the fight. He's going to clean up the game, and Vitality are going to take down Exile. KaSing and Expect are running for their lives. It's a triple kill for Jiizuke. You know Vitality want to give him the Quadra. They're going to look to chase him under the fountain, as Mowgli is now putting pressure on the Nexus towers. Precision Protocol is going to do the damage, as well as the rest of Vitality. The Nexus is being focused down, and Vitality take down Exile.
So clean in that last team fight. The fact that Cabochard dodged, I think, 2 ultimates, the Ezreal ult as well as the Sejuani ult in that last fight with the Hourglass. Jiizuke, who had spent so much time into those side lanes, was level 18 when Syndra was level 15, just cresting on to level 16 at the very end. So Vitality, it was a little bit questionable in the mid-game. They swung it back when they had a 20-minute Baron.
I was just about to buy into the Exile hype at 20 minutes. At seeing how well they had controlled Vitality, how well they had tempered the aggression. And unfortunately for them, one vision play, one missed call. Not as heinous as my Union Jack call, but one missed opportunity, and that's how Vitality get the Baron to get back in the game.
It just feels like Vitality have the confidence and understanding exactly who they are. You know, if this was a series about team identity, it just came down to that Exile still have more to learn.
Yeah.
Who are they? What type of League of Legends do they like to play? Whereas Vitality, they got comfort picks.
Crystal clear. They know exactly how they play, which means you either have to have exact responses to dodge every punch they throw, or you need to hit back harder.